Hi, everybody.
Hi.
So, me and Karan and Simba are here. I told Karan that I was going to record a video, and I said, Karan, I'm going to be doing a video, and he said, can I be in the video? Karan, put that down. And I said, sure. Today's video is inspired by the gratitude log that we have with Empower Network. We have this gratitude log. It's really, known in our group that, if we're not gracious for things, if we don't have gratitude for things, then it's harder for good things to come our direction. And I always want, everybody to know how grateful I am and how much gratitude I have at this point for Karan's life and how his life is going and what's going on with him and our lives together. I just love to share that. So in that light, I was thinking, what am I most grateful for? And it's so simple. In 11 days, Karan will be 4 years old. Can you show everybody 4 fingers?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, good. Karan will be 4 years old. And every time I think about that, for the past couple days, every time I've thought about it, I'm just awestruck by that. Stop, baby. Simba has to sit, okay?
No.
Okay? Simba needs a timeout. No, he needs a timeout. Do you want to get down?
No.
Okay, then just chill out and smile. Okay? Cheese. So, Karan will be 4 years old. For those who don't know, Karan was born with short gut syndrome, right? And it means that Karan had gastroschisis. I want to think it's 1 in every 1,000 babies is born with gastroschisis. And gastroschisis is when the babies are born with some of their organs outside of their body. And we knew that was going to happen, and he was supposed to have a surgery and be home 2 weeks later, and that turned into 4 months because some of his intestines actually broke off. So his intestines were broken off when he was born, and he had to go into emergency surgery, and it lasted for hours. It was only supposed to last about an hour and a half, and we were in that waiting room for hours. We knew something was wrong, and when the surgeon came out, he did not look happy. He looked really distraught, actually. So basically at that moment, the surgeon just started going down the list. Karan is lacking a portion of his intestines. Karan may have digestive issues. Went on to say that he would probably need a liver transplant, a bowel transplant. I'm sure there were other things. I can't even remember. It's vague to me now. I think the point is, when you know the struggle and you know the story, then you understand where the gratitude comes from, and the testimonial in the sense of, honestly, through all the things that we've been through, and the 18 months of physical therapy, and going to be evaluated for transplant in Pittsburgh, being airlifted there when he was 4 months old. Being on the liver transplant list, researching the non-FDA approved Omegavin drug, then contacting the #1 hospital that had the drugs protocol, Boston Children's Hospital, getting him to Boston, living there for 2 months with Karan while he received that treatment. And after 2 months, them telling us that it was the second quickest case they had seen of recovery with a child with liver disease. Karan had serious liver disease. To go through in 2 years over 20 hospitalizations, and to be diagnosed with renal kidney failure, and then to come out of it a few weeks later, to have a series of blood infections and to come out of them within a week after each time, to have had 3 or 4 surgeries and only be on morphine for days afterwards, to be a child that they said would never eat, to eating ribs and steak pretty much every Sunday with his dad, it's mind-boggling. I remember when he had his first rib in Chicago, my dad cooked some ribs, and everybody was ecstatic. Everybody was overjoyed that he was eating ribs. We couldn't believe it.
No, he couldn't.
See?
No, he couldn't.
Karan had jaundice real bad. His bilirubin, for those of you who are familiar with bilirubins, his bilirubin was 16 point something, and it came down to about 2 point something, so it's very low. And then I think it came down to 1.6, so that means that his skin was orange.
Angry Bird.
I remember when his skin was orange for months till he got Omegavin. So for 9 months, his first 9 months, his skin was orange. He was not walking. He sat up on the couch with something supporting him till he was 9-10 months. He did start walking near his second birthday, days before his second birthday, right? You remember?
Right.
No, you don't remember.
No.
And it's interesting. I mean, through the whole thing, I really went through a journey. I really went through a self-discovery journey. I really felt like I started out with faith not even the size of a mustard seed. I don't know what size my faith was comparable to, but I felt like I had very little. I was very accepting of what people were speaking into his life. All the doctors, they all wanted us to be evaluated for a transplant. That's all they were telling us. He'll have to have a transplant. He'll have to have one. We were speaking with Miami, Cincinnati, Ohio, Pittsburgh, and when we called Boston, they were not having it. Boston offered us a solution, and by the time we left Boston, they said, when anyone starts talking about transplant, just push it aside. He does not need a transplant. And of course, we may have been a little stressed because the outcome of transplant, like 50% of transplants, they can end, meaning the probability of the transplant ending in death is like 50% each time. That's what I meant to say. I think the point is that I've had so many jobs since Karan was born, just trying to Karan's here making faces at me, trying to move around and maneuver around his hospitalizations and everything that was going on with him. But this blogging with Empower Network has really given me a sense of empowerment, hence Empower Network. But it has really given me a sense of empowerment and really put people in my corner who I trust, some of which I have never met. So just to have people in your corner egging you on, I'm so grateful. I just want to say that, you know, I talk about how much I love Tracy all the time, but it's not just about how much I love Tracy. It's really about loving the God in her that I can see, and it really is what has brought me to this point where I'm confident enough to talk about the struggles. And I really haven't been in the past. I really, whatever you've seen on Facebook or even in my past YouTube videos, I really tried to just do the videos when I was real happy and, you know, I wasn't real emotional. But when I talk about my son, I can't help to be emotional, and that's how mothers are when it comes to their children. And if you could understand the struggles that I have been through, and even if you can't, hopefully you know someone who can relate. But I'm just, the no excuses thing with the dream. Thank you, baby. The no excuses thing with the Dream Team group is so real. I'm just not interested in excuses, anyone else's, my own. I'm not interested in making them. I really try to stop myself at this point. And I just want to thank God for Empower Network and having a network of people who believe in my God and His powers. And I want to thank God for blessing me with this child who touches people every day. And we can't go anywhere without someone telling us how poised Karan is and how intelligent he is and how he speaks like someone 3 years older than his age. And I'm just grateful that me and his father never gave up. We never gave up. And it's nice to hear from the doctors. It's nice to hear from the doctors that we're doing a good job. And they do tell us that every time we see them. They're just in awe of Karan. And I just want to speak blessings on his life and for everyone in Empower Network. I want to say I love you. I love you so much. Thank you so much. And happy birthday to Karan in a few days, right?
Right.
You excited?
Yeah.
Okay. Mommy loves you.
I love you too.
All right. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.